I love spaghetti westerns. My favorite movie is Sergio Leone's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, where we follow three characters, Tuco, Angel Eyes, and Blondie. Tuco, played by Eli Wallach, is the gross and damn near repulsive character, but is also extremely humorous.
I hope your mother ends up in a $2 whorehouse! Coming loose! Coming loose! You can still save yourself. Let me go and I'll pardon you. Let me go! I feel sick.
He is El Cativo. Angel Eyes, played by Lee Van Cleef, is El Bruto, but he isn't necessarily bad. I mean, I don't think he's any worse than Tuco or Blondie. And at last, but not least, we have Blondie, who is of course played by Clint Eastwood. He of course represents El Buono. Now for a lot of people, spaghetti western just means a western made in Europe or Italy, which isn't wrong, but I think it means more than that. Other people just say it's a parody of the American westerns, which isn't wrong either. I mean, if you think about it, yeah, that's basically what spaghetti westerns are. But I think the true definition of spaghetti western is not really either of the 2 points. The true definition, at least in my eyes, is that spaghetti westerns are the antithesis of American westerns. I've said this in previous videos, but the American westerns was this genre in film where everything seemed black and white, literally and figuratively. The heroes were often painted as these guys who could do no wrong, often being clean-shaven and well-mannered. Their clothes were pressed, and their morals were equally as good as their hearts, which were made of gold. Within these westerns, the hero always saved the damsel in distress, and they always beat the bad guy. What spaghetti westerns in general did to westerns is like what The Boys has done to comic book movies. It revolutionized them. In spaghetti westerns, you saw this new hero, or shall I say anti-hero, have twisted morals. Spaghetti westerns blurred the line between good and bad. Going back to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, we see three characters who are all kind of bad. If we're going by bad equals how many people a character has killed, Blondie should be labeled as bad. But come on. Have you seen a John Wick movie? Our characters are flawed. The reason, if I had to guess, why our characters have the titles that they have is not on the sense of how many people they've killed, but on morality. Tuco, though extremely funny, is an awful person. He's raped, stole, and murdered innocent people. To me, Tuco is godless. The same could be said about Angel Eyes, but at least he lives by a code. He has some set of morals, even if those morals are a bit twisted. He'll murder an entire family if he has to, just to get some information. Blondie represents good, because his morals are the best out of the three. Sure, he'll leave someone like Tuco stranded in the desert, but he'll also willingly give cover to a dying soldier with his own jacket, just so he could stay warm. And that's the difference between the three, their morals. The definition of spaghetti westerns is to show the gray area within westerns. Which brings me to the topic of today's discussion, Diablo. Many of you, okay, let's be honest, probably none of you have ever heard of this movie. Don't feel bad, because I didn't even know it existed until I saw it on Amazon's recommended page. This movie really caught my eye when I saw it. Scott Eastwood, Clint Eastwood's son, in an homage to spaghetti westerns? It just sounds too good to be true. Why haven't I ever heard of this film? Jackson, Scott Eastwood's character, wakes up to find his wife kidnapped by three Mexicans. Jackson goes on to find those who kidnapped his wife and burn down his home. Jackson goes on to find those who kidnapped his wife and burn down his home. This scene is really reminiscent of the one in Josie Wales. Not sure if that was on purpose or not, but still cool. As the movie continues, we don't really know what his wife means to him, but from what we can infer, Jackson loves her. And because if he didn't, he probably wouldn't be risking his life to save her. Although, as the movie continues, we start getting clues, and a lot of red flags are raised. Why is everyone cautious of Jackson? We then learn that Jackson isn't what he seems to be. Jackson's backstory is that he served in the Civil War. Apparently, Jackson did a lot of shady stuff in the military. It's not very clear as to which side he fought for, but I think it was for the Confederates. And he also enjoyed doing those shady things. One of the things he did was accidentally kill his brother. So ever since he's been out of the military, he's fully embraced his psychopathy. And his wife that he was trying to save wasn't even his wife. This bastard was the one that kidnapped her. And the Mexicans? Yeah. They were the ones trying to save her. It's quite the twist. The vehicle of the, or I guess the vessel that we see commit these cold-blooded killings is through the character Ezra, played by the GOAT, Walton Goggins. He's the one that we see throughout the film committing these war crimes, but in reality, it was Jackson. It reminds me of other great movies like The Machinist and Fight Club, movies that use the outer body experience like style to make an insane twist. Not being able to outrun your past is something that we can all relate to, especially if that past is a regretful one. This movie is a good Western, although sometimes it can be a little frustrating. It's still a good watch. I personally really enjoyed this film. It's a perfect homage to the spaghetti westerns before, blurring the lines between good and bad. And that's what I think spaghetti westerns are. To me, that is the definition of what a true spaghetti western is. It's not just a western made in Europe. It's holding those western ideas and themes and then creating a gray area between good and bad. All in all, Diablo is a pretty good movie, and I would love it if they did a remake of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Who's they? I don't know. And at first, I wasn't sure if that was really even possible, but after seeing Scott Eastwood in this movie, he would be perfect for the role of his dad. I know he wants to do it.
That's one I think they should remake.
Haha, with who? How about you?
Maybe.
Would you do it? That would be weird.
Why not?
Could you imagine, though?
Why not?
Philo
Bring it
Beto.
on. You know?
Yeah.
Big old orangutan.
I don't want to fuck around with orangutans, bro. You just piss it off for the wrong reason. It rips your hand off. Stuffs it up your ass.
They're dangerous.
They're so dangerous.
But who would the director be? That's an easy one. Quentin Tarantino. He's literally the perfect director for a GBU remake, but I don't think he would do it because he just simply doesn't want to, which is too bad because it's literally perfect. But you tell me what you think in the comments below, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember, people, to follow God, protect your energy, and stay safe. I will see you all in the next one, and without further ado, peace out, nerds.